All right. You trying to get into this coin toss?
Yeah.
Heads or tails?
Heads today. It's probably gonna be tails today.
I dropped it again. I'm gonna get another coin.
When you gonna get this tossing down?
It's heads. Go
yes. I go first then, or you go first, or I pick.
That means you go first because you said heads.
Oh, okay. I thought like we pick like football, where you pick who kick
Oh,
on the see.
I guess we could do that.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of NFL, so
let's do it that way then.
Okay, you go first.
All right. Oh, I gotta catch my breath.
I don't know.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. It's Kryptonite by I can't even think of it. I don't even remember their name. All Ribbon All Stars, something. Purple Ribbon All Stars or something like that. Featuring Big Boy.
I don't know if I've never. I know what you're talking, but it's been a minute. That was I wouldn't have guessed that at all. I forgot about that song.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is that one not mainstream enough?
I mean, I did an obscure song. I just didn't know that one. I didn't know. Yeah, since we're in that vein, we'll see. I'm not gonna give it away. But I guess it's on me now, huh?
Yeah. Go for it.
Hold on.
Oh. Nah, this is the same era, the early 90s stuff that I was saying we should sample more. Actually, T.I. sampled it already. It's Gypsy Woman.
I was doing the T.I. version though.
Okay, well the T.I. version then.
Yeah. Why you want to go and do that?
Yeah,
I'm still in love with
why
the
you
girl.
Want to go and do that?
I'm still in love with the main girl in that video.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
If you're out there, girl, come and see me.
She was also on Friday After Next. She was the one. That was the one. He was like, "It ain't your booty, it's your beauty." That's who he was talking to.
I didn't know that was. Friday After Next. I've seen the least out of the Fridays, so yeah, I will have to go back and play that and check that again. Cause if you out there, girl, call me. If you out there, if you doing well.
Yep, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the podcast.
Wait, hold on. I'm actually surprised you did T.I. because I know you're not like a T.I. fan.
I like that. I like that era. I liked a few T.I. songs. He got my like 06, 07. Yeah, there was some T.I. songs I like. I like my beat down low. I like that. I love that. I played that song out. It was a few T.I. songs I was feeling.
All right.
You Don't Know Me. I like You Don't Know Me a lot.
Urban Legend. It was a good album.
You don't know me. He's in the video. He was like, you don't know me. You got to get all three hand signals. You don't know me.
Yeah, I was a big T.I. fan. But
yeah,
I'm sorry I cut you off. Continue.
Welcome to the podcast with no name. Welcome to it. You could put all that in the audio though if you on the low. You could.
Really but
get some clue bombs.
There's a part of me that just doesn't want to do it.
But yeah, we're back. Episode 7. Lucky
Bam.
number 7. We are.
Bam.
We rolling. We're rolling.
We are.
We halfway through October. We rolling, baby. We're really all the way through, halfway, darn near.
Yeah, that's true.
October is getting this up through. I thought it would stay a while. I like October. You know, it's my birthday month. I love October, but it's like I got things to do. I'm like, okay, October. Well, it was nice seeing you this year.
It is going by super quick. Like that's why I haven't really done anything with our last podcast. Even though this is 7, nobody knows that I haven't even posted 6 yet. It's been over a week.
We're in the future.
Life changes, everybody.
Yeah, we're in
it's
the
a good
future.
Time.
Yeah.
Put some hair on your chest.
You want me to show my hair on my chest?
No, thank you.
It's
we
there,
don't want that.
just for the record. It's there. Nobody can ever say it'll put hair on you, because I already got hair on my chest. Just FYI.
Yeah, okay. We don't want to see it. Please keep that away.
Remember when being hairy was like a real thing? No, well, we weren't alive, but you know those 70s pictures where everybody's real hairy. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Yeah.
Did we just stop being hairy?
Nah, well, people are still hairy. They just handling it like it's not popular to be hairy. But I got my hair chest on I'm not giving them my chest hair. All my life they was telling me to get some chest hair, and now they gonna be like, oh, it's not. But no, I'm keeping my chest hair.
It's because they were using Manscaped, which is a proud sponsor of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast.
Check out their new Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer.
Oh, man.
I can't wait to have those transitions.
Oh, man. It's going to be great. But yeah, how's your week been? How's life? You got it.
Man. Huh?
No, go ahead. You got it. You were man what?
It's been rough. Like, I mean, not rough, but just trying to figure out a new rhythm. As you know, I've started a job at Costco.
Hey, pew, 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 pew. Hey, we getting all the samples.
Dude, so funny thing about that is I kind of thought I would be able to just like go get samples and just like on my break or whatever. And they're like, no, that's like a fireable offense because they have things where it's like you can't eat merchandise before you pay for it. But I'm like, but they're samples. Like everybody is just getting these. I'm like, I was a member first before I was an employee. So like, why can I just, I don't know, but yeah, whatever. So it just started like really abruptly. Like I had orientation like Wednesday afternoon last week. And then they were like, yeah, you start tomorrow. And I've worked every day until tomorrow is going to be like my last or my first day off. Dang, and I do like the graveyard shift too. So I'm going in at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. either. Like it's been alternating.
Oh, okay. 4 a.m. So like, 4 a.m. like 1?
No, well, it's not a whole shift. It's like I was only doing like 5 hours.
Oh,
there's a couple of days I did do 8 hours because they asked me because they know like I'm into tech stuff, so they want help in that department. But I'm normally just stocking. And
that's smooth then. That's cool.
My body is not ready for that. Like my life is way too sedentary to just be thrown into that. Like
you gonna pull something. You gonna like you throw
already have.
Out.
No, dude, already have. So like my back for the past like 48 hours has just been like I can't. You just doing that.
That like, made me think of that. I was like, let me stretch before I something.
Yeah, man. I had to move some kitty litter. But it's like the heaviest thing we have.
I
It's
bet.
like
I know. I've seen the little big bags of kitty, especially Costco sized bags of kitty
right.
litter.
And it's
These like
not even
lifetime
that.
supplies of kitty litter.
Like I had to move so much, and and it's not that bad, but it's just when you keep doing it, and I think like I just probably wasn't doing it in like a good like practice of
Yeah.
like how I was turning and stuff. By
So
the
you in the
time I
back, like on
left,
the truck, like taking the stuff off the truck type of thing.
no, so they have like all the stuff stacked up in the steel or whatever, and
Okay.
then like anything that comes off the truck, they just take it, put it up top. But then like every morning, they bring stuff down that needs to be restocked, and then the stockers then come and like tear open all the stuff, put it in its place, line everything up.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's like, and you know, I'm not a morning person, so it's like awful. It's only been a week, and there's already been 2 days where I almost didn't make it. And I'm just like,
I can see that.
I gotta change something.
I
So
can see you staring at your clock like, oh, I'm not going. Do I really need this job? I can go and do.
well, it's not that. It's like it's the waking up. So like I'm a night owl, so I like to be up. I'll be up at like 2 a.m, just on the regular, just casually, just be awake. And I've been trying to go to sleep at 8 p.m. and I'm just like I can't do it. Like it's so hard.
That's
to
a
try
very
to
drastic change from 2 a.m. to 8.
because like if I don't, I don't know, I'm not gonna wake up. Like if I tried to go to sleep at 2, or yeah, it's just not gonna work. So somebody actually just suggested today that I should just try to stay awake and like sleep during the day and then just be up at night, and then when I get off of work, just go into
when
work.
You get some sleep.
Yeah, just sleep when I get home. So
are you at least allowed to like have like headphones in, like while you?
I've seen some people doing it.
Okay,
but there's
you
usually
so you gotta.
Okay, yeah. So I was gonna say that because I'm new, but so how Costco does things, they only hire seasonal first. So I'm only a seasonal employee right now, and then based on performance, then they bring people back after the seasonal period is over. So I'm like, one, I would need to be on P's and Q's for that.
You got to be the best stocker that ever stocked.
Pretty much. Yeah. And one of the managers actually was talking to me today. He was like, people seem to like you. Like they say you're doing a really good job so far. And I was like, oh, cool. Thanks.
That's good.
Because,
look at that.
I mean, like, I'm a good worker. If I don't like something, I'm not going to work hard at it. That's just who I am. And this is like fine because it's kind of a mindless job, and that's really what I was looking for, because I don't really want to devote my mental capacity to the things that I don't really want to pursue long term.
You preaching to the choir right now. I feel you, bro. I feel you.
So I kind of appreciate it. That's why, like, engineering, I just really didn't want to do something else, because then I'd come home, and when I was trying to like spend more time into something else, one, I was there for 8, 9, or 9, 10 hours of my life every day, and then coming home and like just feel spent mentally. Don't feel that way here. I feel spent physically sometimes, but mentally I'm still fine.
Yeah,
and that's really what I'm looking for. But
yeah,
so I think it could work. Like I appreciate what it is right now.
So you part time though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's not. But dang, you worked every day though. That is crazy. You still worked every day, even though you're part time. Since you've been, that's crazy actually.
Yeah, they just like threw me in immediately, and I wasn't expecting it. Also, having the right shoes for a job like this, like I have all my old people ailments. And so like I had to get some steel toe shoes, and I didn't realize that I have like a wider foot or I need a wider shoe, and my bunions were killing me. Like like people are just like, yeah, your feet, your back hurt. I'm like, no, it's my bunions. And I'm like, who under 40 has bunions? But Kyle Walker.
And that was on your pinky, right?
No, bunion is your big toe. It's like when your foot, like your all your metatarsal are supposed to go in the same direction, but then that one big toe is coming out here and then it bends over.
Oh.
It's like a effect of flat-footedness.
Oh. I didn't know what that meant. I always thought it was like some bumps on your feet or something.
Nah. I mean, it does just look like a big bump on your foot, but it's like your skeletal structure is like jacked up.
How'd that happen?
Being a descendant of Geneva, I don't know. Other than that, I don't know. It's like it's mostly a genetic thing.
Oh wow,
There's
interesting.
not much I could
I
have
thought
done
it. I
about
swear, all this time I thought bunions was some bumps, because you know they always make fun of people with bunions back in the '90s. That was like a big joke. All the BET comedians made bunion
That's
jokes.
exactly what I was thinking of Comic View.
Yeah, and I thought it was some like bump. I thought it was like corns. I thought bunions and corns was one and the same.
No, it's not.
That's okay.
Corns are
Interesting.
just like calluses, but a bunion is an actual bone. It's like, I think it also has to do with like a deterioration of cartilage in that joint. But
Man.
yeah, so yeah,
I would have
like,
bet my bottom dollar if that was like the $1 million question on Friday, like who wants to be a millionaire. I'd be like, yeah, them is corn, bunions is corns, and I would have lost. I quit my job for this. I would have went into depression after that. I quit my job for this. I had it. I thought they was they corns. I'd have really been protesting that. That's crazy. I'm glad I learned that. Man.
Nah, man. My granny had them. My mom got it. And then my mom so I'm talking to her about this and saying like I got all these feet issues. She was like, "Oh, you didn't get that from me. You got that from your dad." And I'm like, "Mom, like I literally know you've had bunion surgery." And she was like, "Oh yeah, I did." And I'm just like, "You forgot about that?" Like, she always trying to throw.
So you got a surgery ahead of you. You got a surgery under you in your future.
Probably at this rate. Like I've had like issues with that toe since like high school.
Damn.
So I couldn't imagine me not getting a surgery.
Man, that's crazy.
But like I was literally I've been on a search to find the perfect shoe like all week, and I just got a shipment today from Zappos of 13 different pairs of shoes, just so I could try them all on and see. Wow. And then I bought 3 more like a few days ago, and I got 3 more that are supposed to be coming.
You need to YouTube all this stuff. You gotta just do reviews.
I probably should have just YouTubed it, but I'm like, I'll just go the hard way. I actually like had to call customer service at Zappos to make sure I can return all these.
No, I meant like you YouTube your process, your journey to find the perfect
shoe. Yeah. Shoot, I should. See, and that's I hate that I don't think about that stuff. Like, if I'm trying to be a YouTuber, like that's literally like,
man, you get the whole bunion community behind you, bro. You be like they voice. They need a voice, because I didn't know nothing. Now you bringing awareness to this community, this issue. So I didn't know.
That'd be like one of my channel highlights. Is
bunion advice. Yeah, bunion advice. Perfect shoes for bunions. Bunion. Don't do bunion surgery. Do this instead. You get like little exercises and stuff.
I'm gonna change my name of my channel to "In Bunions We Stand."
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Start a whole foundation.
Oh my gosh. No, I really should, honestly.
Yeah.
because it could help somebody.
Right.
But I found a website. They make orthopedic shoes. It's called Ortho Direct or something like that. I don't remember exactly. I bought a couple pair from them. They haven't come yet. It's a serious business out here.
Like if they do their analytics by age of who visits a website, it's gonna be like 0.3% in our age group, but you the 0.3%. Most of their customers 45 and up, but
I'm sure. I'm 100% sure of that.
oh man, that's hilarious.
It's funny, the people that get to know me, they all start to say the same thing about how old I am and all my old ailments. Like I had a knee injection a couple weeks ago because of oh, and when I was doing physical therapy, I was telling that joke. I was telling my therapist of your joke about how it's all old people there. And she was like, yeah, this is my Medicare mornings. That's what she calls it. And that was when I was going. She was like, we actually have like younger athletes come in. It's just in the morning, it's old people. She was like, you're definitely the most flexible one here.
Which isn't saying a lot. Which is not really saying much of anything. Oh, Kyle can touch his knee with no problem. He can oh man.
She was saying it as she was like trying to get me to do this one stretch. She was like, yeah, there's nobody else here who can do this at this hour. I was like, yeah.
Can touch their shin with their...
You damn right.
Oh man. Oh.
I had no idea I was going on Medicare mornings.
You need to apply for that AAPR card, bruh.
And they keep sending me the mail, the letters, the little slips, whatever.
They know. They following all your habits. They've seen all you. They seen you visit Ortho Direct. They're like, oh, okay, this is probably most likely. Judging by our research, this is most likely somebody in this age range.
Nah, they see my credit score and they like, oh yeah, he gotta be older. Nah, baby, I'm out here. I always think about how you say you need to find a woman with a good credit score.
Yeah, I do. I'm still on that search.
Good luck. It is weird though being at Costco because like most people that are there don't have like the background that I have, so it's just weird. Like I don't know. Like I heard some people talking about some stuff today that I'm just like, that don't even make sense. But I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut because I don't want to be that guy that's just like, well, actually, this is how this works. And
dang,
that's
a tough position to be in. I know that feeling that like, dang, I really want to tell them, but they gonna think I'm just lying or something. I'm look down on them, or I think I'm better than them.
Yeah, because that's how it was at when I worked at Chrysler. Like with a lot of people that worked on the line, if the engineers came around, like a lot of the engineers were jerks though, and they actually would talk down to them and treat them like they were dumb. And so they naturally didn't trust me because they thought I would be the same way. And then they like started to warm up to me and started to realize Kyle's not like the rest of them.
You all right, Kyle? You don't be talking about that school jive.
But I'm like waiting for the day where there's like some old dude that pulled me aside or something and be like, hey, now you know you can do better than this. you need to go to school and get yourself a degree, and that's when you can really make the money. And I'm just like, you already did that. I don't like it. I don't care about that.
Man.
But I don't know. Costco is a cult, though.
Is it?
Everybody's
Why is it a cult?
Everybody's like, this is so great. You should come. Like, this is what you need to do if you want to stay here forever. This is such a great company. My son works here. My mom works here. My cousin, my uncle.
They gonna brainwash you to really get in. Like you into like this, like pre-pledging right now.
It feels like
You
pre-pledging.
Right now. They ain't giving you all the real deep stuff. Like you ain't have to cut your finger open with blood and like pour it on the song. You ain't. That's when you really get into the real. But they gotta trust that you can handle all that first. You ain't gonna snitch. Yeah.
Probably. Nah, but it is interesting. Just just seeing different life, how people do life different. Like working with all engineers in my previous job, like in that corporate job, like everybody college educated.
Yeah.
They just move different. They just do life different. But like here, it's just like, I don't know. It's such an interesting group of people. And they're all like friends. At least it seemed like it. Everybody's pretty friendly. Everybody's pretty happy.
Yeah.
Which is also different from any other job I've had where most people were miserable.
That's good. Well, that's good that they're happy at least.
Right.
Content with them. So, are you in the city or is it out? It's out in the burbs.
It's out in the burbs.
Oh, okay, for sure.
They don't have anything here.
Oh. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that in my visits to the inner cities of Detroit. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, maybe it's out like kind of like in. Nah, I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
No, technically it's in a Roseville, city called Roseville.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, it's Roseville.
Okay. For sure.
A lot of people don't like going to Roseville because it's kind of hick.
Okay. You out in Logan. I got you.
Out in who?
You out in like Nelsonville or Logan. It's you out.
Oh, yeah. No, it ain't. It's nowhere near that bad.
I know. I'm playing. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I figured not. Can you? So, it's that time of the day again.
Dessert of the week.
It's time for the dessert of the week.
Yeah.
What do you have for us today?
Don't laugh.
I can't.
This week's dessert of the week is apricot pecan biscuit bake.
What? Say it slower, just a little slower.
Apricot pecan biscuit bake.
Okay. So you get apricots and pecans. And a biscuit that's baked.
Yeah, so you take like buttermilk biscuits.
Okay.
Like Pillsbury biscuits.
Yeah.
And like mix it with some dried apricots, some pecans. It's kind of like a little casserole, but
you love some casserole.
That's how I was raised.
I know. I was gonna make a comment about that, but I held it. But yeah, you do love a casserole.
Nah, you can say it. I understand that black people don't eat casseroles.
Nah, it wasn't even. That's not even where I was going. I don't even know what the comment was now. I forgot, but yeah, I ain't really start thinking about casserole. Like that was like a TV show dish. Growing up, like I heard, the sitcom. We got a casserole. Like okay, I didn't think people ate it in real life. Like we never ate anything casserole. Like I'm trying to think, we didn't really make anything casserole related growing up or in my family. But yeah,
bruh, like I probably had a casserole at least once a week. growing up. My whole family though, like my aunt too. Like even I know some black people are like they talk about how white people bring green bean casserole. We always had green bean casserole every
Yeah, I
Thanksgiving.
had it for the first time at your house. Green
Was
bean
it the
casserole.
first time?
Yeah, yeah. I've never
Really?
had green bean casserole before.
I did not know that was the first time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it with the
Yeah,
dried or fried onions on the top. Ooh.
yeah, yep.
Broccoli casserole, that's my favorite of the side dishes of casseroles. But yeah. I've been told I grew up in a white black family. So
Y'all had supper. Y'all didn't even have dinner.
we ate at 5.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's not true at all. Wait, so there's more. So there's the apricot pecan biscuit bake, but it has a Philadelphia cream cheese and maple frosting. I can't wait. I actually haven't made it yet, so don't ask how it tastes.
Oh,
But
this is gonna be this week's dessert, but you
that
gotta.
is this week's dessert of the
Okay,
week.
you gonna make it from scratch.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yep.
Now we're getting into baking the desserts, getting exotic.
Yeah, it's just like there's only so many desserts I can buy, and I just figure I'll start making some at some point too. But
Yeah.
I went to Spoonful of Sugar, or For the Love of Sugar, that place that I took you to
Downtown, the joint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I had an impromptu trip there the other day.
Impromptu, eh?
I was just in the neighborhood and just swung by. They were open. Got me some cookies and a cake.
What type of cookies and what type of cake?
The birthday cookies. Their best. That's probably their best thing is their birthday cookies.
The birthday cake is good too. I think I had that when I came. Was a birthday? Didn't they have like a birthday cake or something? Like,
probably. I think so.
I think that joint was good, and the red velvet was good too.
And then I also got carrot cake, which it was just okay,
Oh yeah. Not up to your usual standards. I feel it.
No. I've realized while doing this, the dessert of the week, that I have a hierarchy of different desserts based off the type of dessert they are. Like when you were asking me how would I rate whatever dessert it was, I think I have different categories for each type of dessert. Like that carrot cake wasn't even like top 5 or anything. It really wasn't memorable, but I have like my top carrot cakes that I've had. There's one I just don't even know if I can come close to that again. It was heavenly. I don't know how I can get it either.
You don't know where'd you get it from?
Or it was at a wedding.
Oh, somebody made it. Yeah, that's tough when they make it. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some pound cakes I might not ever taste again. Yeah, I feel.
I used to not like pound cake growing up. And then I had some good pound cake, and I was just like, "Yo, what have I been missing all this time?"
Man, good like when it's real moist and. Don't get me started on pound cake.
So I like when it's like the outside got like a little crunch to it, but then the inside is like
real
dense
soft.
and moist.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah,
but it's amazing.
I'm due for a good pound cake. That's what we made that all the time in my family. I grew up on pound, and I didn't when I first saw it, I was like, "Where's the frosting?" It don't need no frosting, baby. It don't need no frosting. No. But when I was little, I was like, why ain't it get? But then I took a bite. It's been love ever since.
Yeah. I like a good pound cake. My aunt-in-law, she makes a really good pound cake. I need to invite her over.
With the pound cake ingredients laid out in the kitchen. I was gonna try to make a pound, but since you're here, That's funny. I'm going to California this week. I don't know if I told you.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I'm going to the Bay Area this weekend. I'm going to a 49ers game actually.
Word.
Yeah, yeah. Um I've been to some NFL games, but I've never been to 49. Well, this will be my first like game there. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm kind of tagging along with Antoine, and then it's another homie of his. He went to school. But I'm cool with him too. And then they got a homie out there that live out in the Bay, so that's who we stand with. So I'm leaving Friday, and I'm gonna be there. I'll be back Tuesday. Um, I'll be in time to record and stuff. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, yeah, I'm excited though. I'm excited. You know how much I love to travel, so. But I've been
I
to the
do.
Bay. Like the Bay is kind of like I know that place pretty well, so it's kind of like going back to an old stomping ground.
Where is the Bay?
It is Northern California. That's San Francisco and Oakland. It's all, but it's a
Okay.
huge area. It's like a bunch. It's San Francisco are the two major cities, but it's like a
Uh-huh.
bunch of little big cities in the area too. It's like just a lot of yeah. It's a pretty populated area. It's like the DC DMV has like a bunch of. It's kind of like that, but bigger. It might be more. It's probably more people and more like little towns around the Bay than cause San Jose is there too. Is right around there. Um, but yeah, it should be a good time though.
San Jose. I've heard
Yeah.
of that. Oh yeah, I think I got a friend who I don't know if he grew up there, but he used to live there in San Jose.
Yeah, yeah. All expensive places, by the way. The most expensive place in the America is the Bay Area.
Yeah, that's why they moved.
Yeah, it's mad expensive. Just they got a huge homeless population. Um, but yeah, it should be cool though. Should be a good little time. It's not gonna be the weather's not gonna be great, but it should be all right. We'll see.
So why you going to watch a 49ers game, my brother?
Cause Antoine is a 49ers fan. I'm tagging along. I was like, man, I'll go. It's a trip to the Bay. I'm down. I have no real rooting interest in either team. They're
I
playing the
won't.
Colts.
I
Huh?
won't watch. I won't watch the 49ers until brother Kaepernick is back.
I ain't make that connection till just now. Dr. Umar is gonna be so disappointed in me. Oh my gosh.
You should be disappointed in you.
I am, man. Dang, you right. You know what? You know how I reason all this. I mean, none of them quit their job, so why am I gonna be more mad than the people that's club mostly affected by this? As in the other NFL players, they didn't. None of them like protested him. So why am I like?
That's because they not loyal to the cause.
Fair enough. Probably not.
That's why
I
number 7 is the better of all of us.
I'm was thinking about Kaepernick though. I respect what he's done, but he doesn't say anything.
You mean any more like since it
Yeah, he
happened?
hasn't like really talked since then. And
Uh,
not that he has to be a talking head. That's not what I'm necessarily arguing for. But I don't know. I feel like he did have a platform to draw attention to whatever he wanted to at that point. Once all that happened, and
yeah.
he kind of just like didn't talk, which is fine. I get not wanting to. I could see not wanting to be a talking head, but I also feel like you kind of squandered a huge opportunity to like really at least sound the alarm about stuff. You know, I'm not saying
Yeah.
he had the power to make any changes, but he had the power to at least draw attention to stuff. Even more so. But now it's just kind of like now he got a movie. He got a movie deal now, so it's like,
For real?
yeah, the Colin in black and white. It's on Netflix. It's his life story.
I've never heard of this.
It just, I think it either came out or is coming out at some point
Oh.
within the next few weeks too, like soon.
Oh.
Or it's
Hey
out
man,
already.
that's how he's getting the word out. He's still for the mission and the cause.
Yeah, sure. Now it's sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
No, I got this video. I wrote it, and again, it's just me getting into my rhythms again. I really need to start making videos again because I haven't made any in a while. But I guess so. I now I'm thinking of all these other ones that I want to make, but there's one actually. I might need your help on brainstorming some stuff, but
Let me know, baby.
I have like this old Madden game. It's Madden
Okay.
2017. So the
Okay.
premise is playing video games with the Hotep brother. And like he coming over, they play Madden or whatever, and then dude's just like, why he got this old game. But the dude is only playing it and he's not gonna buy a new one because that's the last year that Kaepernick is on the roster.
He on the roster again now. He on 2020. I got mad in 2022. He's on there now. They brought him.
Dang
That was
it.
that was one of the things they did. No, but you still should that's still a funny idea. But
Okay.
no, that was like one of the little like symbolic little performative things they did was they put him on a new man. He still ain't got a real job, but he on the video game. I'm just
You
saying.
sound like my mom. Like, when you go get a job, Kyle? I'm like, I do. Making videos? I'm like, yeah. It just don't. I just
You
don't
ain't
get
gonna
paid
be able to
for
live
it
off that life story, Colin.
I'm sure he could.
Get you a real job.
I mean, I'm sure he still got his deal with Nike.
Nah, I'm sure he's getting a lot of different bags. But yeah, which is I mean that's a whole nother. I don't even want to get into that. That's real. I can get real deep with that because that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, I respect it though. I get it. He gotta get his money somehow. He lost his job, so yeah.
I wonder if he collected unemployment. I mean,
Get out.
he lost his job.
Get
He
out.
lost his job.
Get out.
Did he have to like recertify every 2 weeks? Prove that he was looking for
I
work.
emailed them for a trial. I emailed the Steelers. I did. They didn't get back to me yet.
That one time where like he was in the news for going
That
to
trial,
like some
yeah.
camps or something.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
him trying to certify
Yeah.
for unemployment.
Oh man, true. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. That's what happened.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick. You see Colin Powell died. Colin Powell.
It's did.
Colin Powell. It's Colin Powell, not Colin.
Cool.
They spelled the same. They names are speaking of Collins or Collins. They name like what's funny is I was reading up on Colin Powell today, and his family pronounces it Colin. It was supposed to be Colin, but then he like it was some TV character he like that pronounced it Colin, and so he just went by Colin Powell from then on. But they got the same name, same spelling. Yeah, Colin Kaepernick, Colin Powell. That's crazy. But yeah, he passed away. Rest in peace. It's weird I'm saying rest in peace because I made a whole like controversial IG story today about all that. Okay. You know how I get on my radical politics sometimes. So I was making a it was interesting because I was like, yo, and I was supposed to talk to a friend who's writing an article about it. I'm still might talk to him, but I was saying like I'm not gonna like make a RIP post to him because it's not even. It's just kind of like I mean, these people are war criminals at the end of the day. Like George Bush, him, Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney, they all need to be in jail for life. But since it's America, it's kind of like they just kind of just move on and live their life with no real like consequence. But yeah,
What's the story?
Because of the
No, I don't know politics.
the Iraq War and the war in Afghanistan as well. It was just a lot of human rights violations on the part of America. A lot of
Mm,
human rights violations, a lot of killing, a lot of like unsanctioned killing, a lot of just like we made
like
those
just
areas. Yeah,
bombing cities where
yeah,
there's
just
like
yeah,
women and children and all that.
exactly. Like right, and then but from our perspective and the way our media will paint that stuff is that it's justifiable because we're fighting for freedom. Ultimately, the end is justifying the means, right? Or that's what
Mm,
how it's being portrayed in American media. But it's like, nah, it's really just like American imperialism, but we just dressing it up as like, oh, the war on terror. We've never had
mm,
a we've never had a war on the ideology until the war on terror or on like an idea ever. There's never been like a I mean, it was a war on poverty at one point, but still though, like now it even look different. But yeah, it was just yeah. So like all those people just kind of abuse their power and not only abuse their power but also harmed a lot of innocent people. Um, repeal kind of rolled back a lot of American freedom, particularly with the Patriot Act. It's a lot. I don't want to get too the government. YouTube might take all this stuff down, but I'm just saying these people are not the heroes that they're going to be repainted as they pass away. Like when George Bush passes away, I guarantee you he's going to be lionized, and they're going to be mentioning how controversial he was, but they're ultimately going to be like he was a good person,
mm.
which mostly ends up happening when but they're just all agents of American imperialism, which you know, yeah, sorry, you got me on my.
No, like I mean, I would like to have these conversations because this is stuff that I don't normally talk about.
Yeah, and I shared a video about that kind of I was like expressed better my ideas, but yeah, you know who Kwame Ture is,
Mm-hmm.
formerly Stokely Carmichael, American. He's like a human rights black activist. He's
Yeah.
passed away, been gone. But there's an old video of him from back in 1995 where he's responding to Colin Powell's assertion that a black person could really advance their life by joining the military. And then Kwame Ture was like, "That's a terrible argument because you're advocating for black people basically to become instruments of war and basically become killers. Like, in the grand scheme of things, not obviously not everybody's going to be on the front lines. This is like
Yeah.
but he's just basically saying you're just another arm in American and imperialism, and you're not even fighting your real enemy as a black person. Like your enemy isn't some Arab in the Middle East or in Asia or wherever we go and fight a war. Your enemy is racist police. Your enemy is that, and we never advocate for the killing those people. So why would I advocate for killing some person we don't even really who really has nothing against? We really don't have anything against. It's just that's who America has there, and so it was interesting. It's kind of like he's real radical. Kwame's like way real super radical, but I be feeling where you coming from. I do. I definitely be like, yeah, I agree. I see that.
Mm.
So yeah, sorry again. Yeah,
No, like I don't think you
this
need to apologize. Like,
but
talk
this might
about
take
it.
away our Manscaped endorsement or whatever or sponsorship.
I doubt that. I don't
Manscaped
even
might not.
I don't
Yeah.
even know if they go back and like watch people's stuff. They just
Yeah,
see
it'd be all types of
numbers.
stuff that like yeah, it's all types of crazy topics that they'll sign off or sponsor.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Wait, so um I want you to talk more, but I don't even know what to ask you.
And I'm
I
by
don't
no means
know.
an expert either on all this stuff. This is stuff that I like. I'm interested in this stuff and I read up on it and I try, but I'm not like some like political scientist. I'm not like an expert like that, but I definitely have strong opinions about how our government ultimately uses like propaganda and uses like I don't know. I think the older I get, the more I realize how much our government uses a lot of deception to make really bad causes look like they're noble or look like, oh man, we're doing a bunch of good, but it's really just like we're imperialists. Like America is like we're not like these liberators that we kind of portray ourselves to be. Like we're
Yeah.
just we care, because if we that was the case, we would really be using that our influence and our power and our military power to actually um bring forth a lot of, I guess, freedom to people, and not just in the form of democracy, but just like undoing a lot of injustice worldwide. But we don't. We pick and choose like what countries, and we pick and choose those countries based on what our interests are, and those
Right.
interests typically are like
The
never like
resources.
noble. Yeah, it's usually based on material resources, somewhat of a political resource or aims where like we'll take a country over. America's done this so many times in their history. We'll like kind of put up a prop up a puppet government, basically, which they call it,
Mm-hmm.
where we'll prop up a government, but we're really doing that because because of this country's proximity to like a country that we're really afraid of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of part of what the Middle East is, what's going on in the Middle East, because the
Right.
Middle East, Russia is to the north of the Middle East. You have China to the west or the east, depending on how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
um, and uh, and so yeah, and so we'll prop up or we'll put ourselves strategically place ourselves in countries that have a little less power just to kind of keep our eye on them, and so
Right.
um, and the reality is we don't really have much to fear in the grand scheme of things. That's another lie we're told, is like how much like we'll look at a country like Iran and be like, oh my, they're a threat to American democracy, or they're a threat to America, and they're not a
Mm-hmm.
threat at all. Like these countries' militaries, their military power, their nuclear power, quote unquote, is like decimal points of like how strong American military power really is, like in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I can talk a lot on and on about that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think people need to wisen up to that, and also like I think our generation has the potential to like undo a lot of that stuff and to like, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what that looks like. Well, but I do think we think more humanist. Like we're far more humanist than I think previous generations were. Like we're very much a generation that cares about equity and cares about what's fair, and so I think we have
Yeah.
the potential to like at least try to like undo a lot of some of the harm our government and our military has caused a lot of regions, but that will take years for one, but also like I don't know, it could also not happen. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. Did you ever read the book I told you about?
I read that, like, yeah, bro, that was good stuff. I didn't finish
Oh.
it, but I read like most of it. Yeah, it
Um.
was good. But as I was reading, I was like, oh, let's put words to like what I've already like observed and said. Yeah, yeah,
Um. But yeah, when it starts talking about how democracy goes about um all the evils that it does,
yeah.
because like essentially, like it talks about the basis of all politics, whether it's a government politics or corporate politics or
Right.
schools, whatever. Like all that stuff is all based on getting power and maintaining power. And
Yeah.
what you do to maintain power just looks different and based on the type of government it is, but it's
Yeah.
still all the same.
Right.
Um,
There's always gonna be some level of like pacifying that needs to be done. It's just who you're
right,
pacifying to
right,
maintain the power. Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
it's like all about keeping your constituents happy, whoever
Exactly.
those and that's all that changes in the different governments is who the constituents are. So like
Yeah.
since we do have a democracy, like the people are the constituents, but still like not so much all
Really,
the
it's rich
time.
people and corporations are the real constituents in America.
Yeah, but I
If you
think
really
that's
like,
and I think that's why they all tend to go Republican, um, or be more conservative
yeah,
in general, um, because there's more incentives for them to go that way. They get more tax credits or write-offs or whatever. Better for business usually. Um, but
that's
yeah,
true in some ways, but Democrats are just as like influenced by corporations as Republicans actually. That's actually like that's another myth that I want people to like unlearn is like I think there's a perception that that it's kind of like good and evil. Like Republicans are like the more conservative, they don't like people and all that stuff, and the
hmm
Democrats are more progressive and on some things, yes.
yeah. I don't. I mean, I don't believe that either. So
Yeah. No, they're both like aren't they're both like basically two sides of the same coin. They just use different. They appeal to different things to get votes more
right,
so than
right,
actually like what they're like any difference in like their governing. Because I feel like we're experiencing that right now with Biden. I don't think much has changed with Biden in office. I was
right.
going to almost tweet that things were a little better under Trump, but I ain't want the tomatoes thrown at me. And then I thought about how much he mishandled COVID, and I was like, well, a lot of people did lose, so I can't even say that. I don't want to go that far. But I was thinking like not much has really like he hasn't really like enacted any, and we should have never expected it. I never did because I knew how long Biden's been in power or been in her office and been in the mix. So I was like, he's not really gonna do much of anything. I was real, but it was kind of like somehow he's got the nomination now, so this is our option, I guess.
Yeah,
And so, but yeah, both both the Republicans and like I feel like we got to kind of eradicate the two-party system, but that's
oh, for sure.
people
That
just are very married to both sides. Like Democrats and Republicans are both married to that idea. Oh, I'm a Republican. Are both married to that identity. I should even say of
yeah,
being a Republican or being a Democrat. But um, we gotta get out of that.
and and I think I feel like it's just like doubled down even more since like mass media.
Yeah,
I
right.
feel like
Yeah,
it's like just becoming more.
polarized.
Yeah. And just
Yeah,
like everything. I just hate like everything is becoming a political issue. Like
yeah,
how do you turn a pandemic into politics? Like that's
yeah,
ridiculous. It's a pandemic. Like how do you
yeah.
politicize that? But it's
COVID does
happened.
not care if you voted for Trump or not.
It, like
It didn't
cuz so
care.
that's kind of what I heard some people talking about earlier today. Um and they were saying some stuff about the vaccine or about COVID or whatever that
Side, but no, real quick, I don't want to interrupt. Does Costco have a COVID vac or some type of mandate, vaccine mandate?
uh I don't think so. Like
Okay,
nobody's ever brought it up
okay, just
or
curious.
asked or anything.
Yeah,
Employees have to wear masks. That's the only thing that I
okay.
but yeah, they don't say anything. Cuz I can imagine especially off of the conversation I heard today that would not go well. Um so but yeah, then they were talking about like how how Biden has like all the news people like in his pocket and all this other stuff and how like yeah, if Trump was doing that, then they wouldn't allow this to go. Like nobody's really saying anything about what Biden is doing or not doing and not like how they were coming at Trump, but I was just like that I mean that was literally the same thing when Trump was in office too. Like it just depended on what news source you're looking at. Like some
And I think people are forgetting that like Biden doesn't talk or tweet. Trump is
right.
tweeting like every 3 seconds. That's drawing like a lot of attention. That's always going to be something to talk about with him. There's always going to be
Yeah.
so he's giving people who don't like him a lot of fuel, and then the people who might like him, he's giving them a reason to defend. Or they're gonna feel like, oh, I got to defend my guy now, and so that's why
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, he was like mixing it, and he might run again. That's what
Oh
people
yeah,
are.
I completely expect to see him run in 2024.
That's gonna be
Like
wild.
I don't see anything of him slowing down. He still
And
has a lot of
nobody,
steam.
the Republicans don't have anybody to like who, like, cause you know how they do their little primary to get the
Yeah,
nomination. They don't have anybody who with his cachet to run against him
right.
or to try to get
No.
the nomination with somebody else. Like if Trump get that, if he's on that primary, Trump is he's gonna get the nomination again.
Yeah, I
And
think
then even
so.
if he didn't get it, he could run as a third party candidate and be like the most like uh
He could
plausible
be
third
he could be
candidate.
the person that breaks the 3-party system or the 2-party system.
Uh, I said one of the things he's changed though in terms of politics, and for better and for worse, I'll add as well, is that he took a lot of the pretension out of politics, and now people
Mm.
don't want that at all. Like people are not like we don't really like. I mean, it's still there's still remnants of that. There's still people who grew they're like trained to be politicians, so like that's still their default to be like polished and to talk very. But people are very mistrusting of that type of candidate now. I think more so than ever. Like people are kind of like more. People just want it straight now, or not even straight. And it's not even that Trump was just telling the truth all the time because we know he wasn't. But they want even the perception that this person isn't BSing me, or that
Yeah.
he's talking in a way that it feels like, oh, he's just telling it like it is, even if it's a lie. People want
Yeah.
that feeling now. He's kind of changed that. Where before people like Obama was like the opposite, where it was like polished and very well spoken, very articulate.
Mhm.
He can pull at your heartstrings emotionally when he's talking and all that stuff. People don't want that anymore. So I think that's gonna be interesting how going forward that changes, like if it changes at all, but the ways in which that might change people's approach to running for any political office.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Who the mayor of
Yeah.
Detroit, by the way?
What about Mayor of Detroit?
Who is the mayor? Is it a black woman or a black man?
It's a white man.
It is.
Uh-huh.
Detroit got a white mayor.
Yeah, he's been the mayor for at least as long as I've been here. I don't know how long he's
Word.
been in office.
I thought y'all was just pumping out black mayors like cotton candy. I don't know. Yeah, I
Uh,
thought Detroit had all the black mayors. That's interesting. Because when I think
nah.
of Detroit, I think of black mayors. Like I think of like Kwame Kilpatrick, Dave Bing.
Yeah.
But
Nah,
dang,
it's been Mike Dugan, something like
Kwame messed it up for us.
that.
Mike Dugan probably not even from Detroit. He probably from somewhere else, and they brought him in. They're like, we need somebody to bring somebody in at Dental. He probably is from. He probably is
Yeah.
from. I'm just
I don't
joking.
know where he's from.
But
I mean,
yeah,
he's from Michigan, but I don't know.
that's funny. I didn't know. I thought I would have bet my bottom dollar you had a black woman mayor or something like Atlanta, Keisha or something.
No, or Chicago,
Yeah.
but no, we don't.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it don't seem like he ever gonna lose either, but
That's crazy. In a black city, as black as but Detroit is like 60% black.
it's like 80-something% black.
Oh, see, I was trying to be conservative with my estimate, but
No, it's
dang,
definitely over 80%.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Affirmative action, baby.
But yeah, like I don't know. It makes me politics, like reading that book makes me trust nothing or no one. And um not even just politics, like even school systems, like all of it. Everybody's just they're just crooks in their own right.
So you think that video I sent you of that mom beating up the teacher, you think that was justified because she don't trust the school system, so it was justified that
I
she just wail on the
forgot you
teacher.
sent me that. I don't even know why that happened. I don't know any of that backstory.
I don't
I
either.
saw
I
some
just
stuff on Twitter saying like the teacher called CPS on the mom or something.
probably I'm sure she
And
did.
so then there were like other people were like, "Oh yeah, she deserved that." But I'm just like, why did nobody step in? Everybody just stood there and watched.
Yeah, and just watched. Yeah, and
Like,
recorded it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's always funny though when like, cause I've seen a lot of fight videos now on the internet, but it's always funny at the end when when they finally break it up and the person talking who getting beat up talking in that humble tone. Cause wait, cause that teacher. First of all, her like whatever her frontal whatever she had going on was just all over the place, but she was real calm and was just, "Hey, call the police." Call the police. Oh man, it's nothing else to say. Just
And I saw what somebody say. They asked like, "What glue does she use for her sewing?" Because it stayed on.
Oh man, oh, it was kids right there. Did you see the kids in the
Yeah, that's why and they just like
I'd never forget
standing
that.
there, huh?
I would never forget that.
Never.
Ever.
Like the time I saw a riot at my school. Like there's just things you don't forget.
In high school at Colonel White, it was a riot.
Oh, my freshman year, there was like a full out brawl that happened.
Wow, dang.
Between students, parents who came up to the school.
Oh man.
Police.
Oh man.
They had dogs.
Oh man.
Like it was crazy.
Was teachers in it too?
No, I don't remember seeing any teachers. But like the police were trying to like stop things, and I saw the police like choke slam a lady. Like a mom like just ran up on him. But in his defense, he really wasn't trying to choke slam her. I don't think. Cause she just like ran up on him, and he
you
like on
the
his
white
back,
police
and
officer?
he just turned around. You said what?
Am I hearing you defend a white police officer?
You just assumed he was white. I didn't say he was white.
He probably was black, knowing Dayton. Y'all pretty black city. I could see a billion of black cops.
It was a white dude, but he like this lady. She was like lunging at his back, and he was like trying to like hold somebody on the wall. It was pure pandemonium. So I'm like, it's
pandemonium in here.
So he's like holding them back. And then she came and jumped on him. So he just like turns around, and she was short, and his like hand just like was like right here. And she just went back and just took her down. And I was like, oh, I should probably leave. Cause I just heard a whole bunch of commotion and was like coming downstairs, turned the corner, and there was this huge brawl right there, like in the main hallway of the school building. And
so
then,
you was going to the bathroom? You was like, you was in class?
No, like I literally heard it, and I was like, yo, I gotta go see. It was just like a lot going on. Yeah. And then it was right after lunch, and then we were supposed to have class, but like a lot of people weren't there, and nobody knew what was going on. And I heard all this stuff, and the hallways were just like really empty. And I just like went down, followed the noise, and turned the corner, and all this stuff is happening.
Was everybody out there, like all the students, even the people who weren't
a
fighting,
whole bunch of students? Yeah, it was just like all these students were just circled around. It was about these girls, like these girls were trying to jump.
It's always a girl fights. It's always a girl fights.
They were trying to jump this girl, but some people had called their parents, and their parents came up to the school. So once like that started happening, I think some of the teachers or like security or something, then they like got the police to come because they saw that something was about to happen.
It was a grandma in that mix.
Came out with her walker.
But no, a young one, the young grandmas, you know, you in the hood school, like grandma like 42.
Right. I'm pretty sure my school had many of those. There were girls there that were pregnant like freshman year. So yes, I'm sure. But like Yeah, it was nuts. So after that, my mom was like, "Kyle, are you sure you want to go back to Colonel White?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here now, baby." I didn't want to go there in the first place, but now that I was there, I'm like, "Nah, don't pull me out now. I got people."
Did you so what, like, how were you treated at your school? I'm always curious because you went to a very hood school, but you don't come off that way. So how did were people cool with? Did you get bullied in certain corners? Were you teased by certain people, or was everybody
I
cool?
was teased,
Okay.
especially early on, because nobody knew me. Like everybody else went to like middle school together and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I went to middle school at a private, like rich school with like all these white Indian kids, and I didn't realize that I had started talking like them until I
Oh
got to Colonel
man.
White. So
Yeah.
I had the suburban, like, "Hey, my name's Kyle," and um so yeah, when I got there, then it was people called me White Kyle, which is crazy.
White.
Which is crazy because there was another Kyle who was actually mixed,
White.
who was
Oh,
white
Mick.
and black, and he was very high yellow. He could have passed as white, but I was White Kyle.
Oh man.
So, because how I talk. So some people said I talk country, and some people said I talk white. But I'm like, how can I? Or yeah, talk white in country. But I'm like, or proper. Some people would say I talk proper. I'm like, I don't see how I can talk country and proper. But whatever.
You had to call Brandy up to defend you at some point. Somebody was bullying you. She came up
Oh,
there and threatened.
okay. Yeah.
Don't you mess with my brother? I'll come back.
she, I couldn't even imagine Brandy getting in a fight. She's such a softie. I mean, I'm the same way. Like I've never really been in a fight. Like I've had some scuffles, but
Scuffles.
but I've never like been in a fight. But yeah, it's I don't know. So yeah, I think like I had some of that where it was just like picked on, but I always never felt like I fit in though either. Um, and especially like I was always hanging out with Scott, my older cousin. He's 2 years older, so I was always with him and his friends. So when they graduated, I didn't really have friends. So like junior year, I was like a loner. Fresh or senior year, I started like hanging out with people more, but it still was like I wasn't like all the way in that group, but we were all cool though. Like we hung out all the time, but they were like friends since elementary school. So it was still like it's kind of the outsider, but but yeah, I was just mostly a loner in high school though, for all those reasons.
I definitely was at my little white high school.
Yeah, how was that for you? Like, you grew up in Warren and was in Warren. Like, I don't know much about Warren. Is it predominantly black? Like the schools?
It's like half and half, but like
Okay.
most of like you mostly around black people though. Like you know what I mean? It's
Okay.
like the middle school I went to was like probably 50-50, but like white people didn't really hang out with black people and black people didn't really hang out with white people for the most part.
Okay.
Like
So
for the most part.
pretty segregated.
Yeah. So all my friends was black growing up for the most part. Yeah, but I would have a couple white because I would be in like IB classes or like the honors stuff, and so I would have like a few white friends, but I would always be ashamed of them because all my black friends wasn't in the class. So when I would see them out in the hallway, and I was in band, so like all band, it was all white people. It was like me and like one other black dude in band.
And he played the bass guitar.
Nah. He actually played drums, which is like the second most stereotypical instrument. And then I played saxophone, which is another stereotypical instrument. Nobody was breaking stereotypes, like, and so yeah, so I like my sometimes I would see like, cause they was real nerdy too. So I would see them, and I was trying to be cool. Like my black friends was like cool and just like.
So
So I
so
would see them in the
basically,
hall.
how I felt at OU.
Yeah.
When I was walking with my white friends and I saw a group of black people, I would like trail off and let them walk faster
It'd
than
be the
me.
opposite. It would, or sometimes, yeah. I was mostly like, if I was walking through the hallways, I was mostly with black people or my black friends. But I would might
Uh,
see a white friend and they would speak, but I would act like I ain't, or I would like, I'd be just real cold, like just like, oh, what's up, and just keep like, man, we got a class again, man. It ain't nothing like you like. I ain't even like to tell people I was in band for real, for real. Like I was
how
just
would
like,
they not know though?
cause I would
Was
just
it?
go to like they would
Is,
know, but they wouldn't see me in band. Like they knew I was in band, but they didn't see me in band ever really
uh,
hardly until like I remember at the end of 8th grade. For some reason, I was trying to be cool or something, but my band, our 8th grade band, had a performance for some assembly, and I was like,
mhm.
man, I ain't about to stand. I don't want them to see me out in the music. I don't want all that. And so I just sat in the crowd, and then the other black dude, the drummer, Kelvin, he was in the stage. He saw me. He pointed in front of everybody at this assembly. He's like, "Hey, that's Valerian." And then my band teacher would look back and was like, "Yeah, that is," because they thought I was just not at school or something. And it's like, "Oh yeah, that is Valerian." And then this is a true story. Like she was like, "Go get where your saxophone at?" And I was like, "Oh, I left it at home," which is true. I was like, "That's at the house." She had it was a cop who gave me a ride, and I was living with my grandma at this time, so this is across town. Like my school was on the east side of Warren. He drove
Mhm.
me all the way to the west side of Warren, and I
To
picked up
get
my
your
sax.
saxophone.
Yeah, and then took me back. And I rode in a cop car. That's the only time in my life I've ever ridden in a cop car. I rode in the front
That's
seat too,
funny.
though. He ain't had me in the. But yeah, true story. But but I
Like,
still, for the most part, culturally, I was black. Like my friends, all that, and so going out to Colorado was it was just real isolating. Like it was cool. Like everybody knew me because I stood out. I was black. Like it was only like probably 4 black people in the whole entire school. You know what I mean?
dang,
Or well, at least in my
that's
class, it was probably
crazy.
in the whole entire school. It was probably like 15 black people in the whole entire school, but like four or five in my class.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
and
crazy,
so
man.
yeah. And so I
That's how it
like.
was working at American Axle.
Yeah, it was wild. And so like it was real. It was just a lot of stuff culturally like that I just couldn't connect with them on. I guess meaning like there was a lot of reference, just a lot of stuff that I like a lot of jokes I had that was like they ain't gonna get this joke because they don't know. So it was just like I felt like I don't know. I didn't click with them either, and it was just like I don't know. I was cool with them, but they weren't like I wasn't getting invited to stuff or being like oh let's that type of thing.
Yeah,
And I didn't fit their picture of what black people were or acted like because I wasn't super like hip. I don't know. They was looking somebody to be like a BET video or something, and so I don't act like that. And so I don't know. They kind of like they were really disappointed. Honestly, they wanted me to be like this certain brand of a black person, type of black person, and I wasn't that. And so I just kind of stuck to myself. But then I had a teacher my freshman year who was really and me and her still cool, but she was over student government, so I got involved with that, and that was kind of like where I had a lot of at least some semblance of a social or had some friends. And I ended up being the president because everybody like I knew me. I played sports. I was really involved. Like everybody knew me, but I just didn't have like people to hang out with after school or
mm,
oh let's kick it on the weekend. It wasn't like that. It was like everybody was just a school friend. Like we'll talk in class. We'll talk in the hallway for a little bit, but for the most part, I was like kind of a bit of a loner, like you said. I wasn't bullied
yeah,
or anything like that, but yeah, it was.
yeah, yeah, man. Cause I know some girls that I was like in school with, and they would be talking about, oh man, they were crying so sad when high school was over. They were like, I love high school, and I was just
I was
like,
ready to go.
I was so ready. I was just
Yeah,
like,
let's get up through, baby. I'm never seeing you niggas again.
I in many ways hated high school. So,
Yeah,
and I
same.
didn't do myself any favors. You talking about being in band made me think about freshman year. I was in the marching band and also played golf.
Oh,
So
snaps.
I didn't do myself any favors.
Yeah, them are the yeah.
Because like
Nah.
literally where we would meet up for golf practice or to go to like golf matches or whatever,
Yeah.
we had to walk by the football locker room with our golf clubs and polos tucked in, golf shoes on.
Oh man, Revenge
None
of the Nerds.
none of that stuff helped me.
Nah.
It helped though. It was cute. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but also I think freshman year I had braces still too.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Dating was rough too though. I didn't date at all. That was tough. That was real tough. Oh my gosh.
yeah, for me it wasn't until like junior year until
I ain't
girls
dated at all
started
in high
noticing
school.
me.
I ain't dated at all in high school. I just didn't click with the white women. My dad put some fear in my like heart about potentially being misaccused of like rape or
Oh, I was
something.
about to ask that. Did your dad tell you anything about like a white woman is gonna allege rape if
If you if y'all
somebody
just don't
finds
be
out about y'all or something?
or don't be by yourself with them or
Mm-hmm.
something. If it's just you and them, like so I was like, I
Yep.
was scared about that.
My
I ain't click
mom.
with him though for the most part. I didn't really click with like talking. Like I would try to talk, but I was like, I don't feel like I'm being myself right now. I don't really feel like you know what I mean. I feel like I'm trying to.
I'm just imagining you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, that's not.
my name's Valerian.
Totally.
I love pumpkin spice. Yeah, for sure.
It wasn't that bad, but it did feel like I'm like this doesn't feel like who I me like whatever. So anytime in Colorado, anytime I met a black chick that was fine at some event, I would fall in love that night with him. I was like, "Yo, come on, girl, we soulmates. Let's do it." I don't know when I'm gonna see you again, but come on, let's do this thing. I know we just met tonight. Come on, girl, let me change your life. I would come on so strong back then. Man, I did not know how to take things slow. Still kind of don't. But anyway, but it was bad back then. It was like some fails.
Oh, yeah, we still got to talk about the fails.
Yeah,
So many.
fails.
I have, yeah, whatever. I think it's God's sovereignty, so I
Probably.
won't try to dwell on it.
Probably.
Because I'd probably have a kid if it weren't for God's sovereignty in my awkwardness.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this was good. This was good.
Fun times.
Yeah.
I got to get you to get on political rants more often. I don't know how to do that yet.
Really?
Uh-huh.
And that's why the black man needs to start their own country. We need to leave America and start our own country. Call it Africa Land.
Oh gosh. I have thought about that.
What?
I don't think is it even possible to start your own country? Is it all land like
taken
accounted for? Like,
and America's not gonna let us go. Even if it was, America's not gonna let black people leave. We in a 360 deal with America. I tell you, we are. We in a 360 deal. We not getting out. We not getting out.
Oh, that's funny.
And they own our masters.
I don't even know what to think of that.
It's too
I'm
deep.
just really trying to think of where would we go.
I can't. That's what I'll be thinking about that, and it's like I'm not going back to Africa. No offense to Africa, but it's just I don't have ties to Africa.
Right.
My plan on the low My African American freedom plan on the low. It's like I'm gonna be like the male Harriet Tubman for our generation. I want to lead a mass. I mean, you may have already talked about this. I just want to lead a mass exodus of black people to some random state out west and just take that mug over.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, we have talked about that.
Turn it into like another Atlanta. Like we have a black mayor. It's all the black people run all the businesses, all the stuff there. And yeah, that's like that. I feel like that'd be the closest thing we could get to like any real liberation in this country, because they not letting us go. We can't just leave in mass exodus. Not with student loans. With what? They'll send the military right behind us to arrest us and bring us back.
But why though?
Because we owe $60,000 in student loans, and you got to pay that before you leave, and you're not gonna pay it, so you stuck. That's why it's a 360 deal.
What about the people that didn't go to school?
They owe something. They owe taxes. They ain't report their income tax right in 2017. They gonna find something.
Yo, speaking of that,
you claim somebody's kid that wasn't yours.
I got a letter from the city of Detroit saying I owe taxes. When I
property tax?
I just paid these hoes so much money. Because when I first moved here, I didn't know that there was like a separate city of Detroit tax. So I wasn't paying for like a couple years, and I just paid all that off last year.
Oh man.
So I just got another letter saying, yo, you owe $3.45.
They would have see if you went to Africa, they would come to Africa over that $3.45. And it's like, no, you got to come back over here and pay
don't play about its money.
You got to come back over here and pay it. We don't take Cash App. You can't electronically pay it from Africa.
It took half of that to send me the letter saying I owe them. Like they just could have resolved it on their own and just be like, "Oh, he's good. He just paid $4,000+.
Oh my Lord.
He's okay."
Man,
I hate it, but it's like at the same time, I still like I can't imagine living anywhere else. Like I really can't.
Oh, and any other country. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, another country. Yeah. Like the freedoms that I have here. Maybe Canada. I've thought about Canada, but it's also it's colder there.
Yeah.
And I don't really want colder.
Toronto is dope though. I like Toronto.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you organizing that trip and then not coming.
That's my job, baby. Travel Agent of the Year, 2016.
But yeah, I feel like I was annoying everybody though. I was complaining a lot. I don't know
why.
Yeah, I was irritable that
you was fussy.
Weekend.
You be fussy sometimes.
I
don't know what to do.
I was so fussy. Oh,
I think to burp you.
No,
change you.
It was when I had the 300. And somebody broke in like right before we were supposed to leave. I had to get the glass fixed, and I couldn't do it in time. So then we had to take somebody, I think Alexis's car.
Okay.
And she didn't have AC, and it was hot as hell. And I was
that
fussy.
Camry?
Yeah, I think
y'all took that Camry to Canada?
Camry, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was fussy.
I wish I would have known. I would have came with my at the Corolla at the Julie. Not Julie. That wasn't Julie. That was what was her name? Lucille. That was Lucille.
Lucille, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, 300. We were so excited. I was excited. I'm like, yeah, it's about to be a great trip.
Dang.
And then we didn't have AC.
Thanks, Detroit.
I blame Leon. I was house sitting at his house when it happened.
Leon.
I blame him.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Le'Veon. I was like, who is Le'Veon? But okay, I heard you. I got you.
I don't know who that is. All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
That's it.
I don't know. Like that. You've been singing to take us out, but I don't know what you want.
I stay awake just to hear you breathing. I forget the rest of the words. I don't want to close my eyes. I don't wanna fall asleep 'cause I miss you, babe. And I don't wanna miss a thing. Anytime I think of you. I don't know the rest of that, but goodbye, guys.
You're not gonna keep going.
I don't know the words.
I don't wanna sound this 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss again.
Hey, miss a thing.
You know I don't know lyrics.
You worse than me. See, all right, we can go.